Manchester United already have their own Harry Kane to shake at Cristiano Ronaldo. Harry Kane's name dominated the news bulletins in the summer and yet has scored just one Premier League goal this season. Manchester City led the race to sign Kane before Daniel Levy refused to relinquish his hold over his most coveted asset, meaning the England captain stayed at Spurs. But the centre forward has always been highly regarded at Manchester United and he was discussed in the Old Trafford boardroom. While Kane was open to the idea of leaving London behind for United, that ultimately didn't matter in 2021. Kane had signed a lucrative contract at Tottenham, which expired in 2024, and it was hard to sympathise with a player who had agreed to such a deal. The public's empathy for multi-millionaires in those scenarios can be very hard to come by. The Tottenham star simply had to deal with the cards he had been dealt. Kane has a mediocre record in front of goal decisions and he had seemingly talented tools at Tottenham before Antonio Conte's arrival. However, he remains a world-class striker and he will be brave to bet against him soon, recapturing his best form. The reports linking Kane to United immediately became redundant when Cristiano Ronaldo returned on deadline day. The Portuguese star was available for fractions of the transfer fee that Levy was demanding for Kane, and he arguably represented the best short-term signing that any club in the world that wanted a guarantee of goals could make. Ronaldo is just inevitable. But Ronaldo, who turns 37 in just 2 months, is obviously not the long-term solutions at United. Ralph Rangnick is aware, more than anybody, of Ronaldo's importance, decisions, and perhaps just beyond that. But there is a player at the club who is almost ready to shoulder the burden of scoring the club's goals, and that's Mason Greenwood. Rangnick has been quick to point out Greenwood and his massive talent, but the German knows he remains unpleasant. The interim boss has explained that Greenwood needs to develop psychically, while he also admitted that it's his job to accelerate the player's technical ability. The 20-year-old could hardly be in better hands considering the circumstances after a volatile period at the club. Greenwood's potential is vast, and it's interesting to compare him to Kane. When Kane was Greenwood's age, he scored just 12 goals throughout 2013-14. Greenwood already has 5 decisions, and he seems likely to surpass the Londoners' haul. Greenwood is ahead of where Kane was at his age. The United Academy graduate has been around the first team for 3 seasons now, and his involvement has become so normal and expanded that it's sometimes forgotten just what a talent he genuinely is. It has been suggested that Greenwood is not a natural centre forward like Kane. Teddy Sheringham recently told Manchester Evening News he disagreed with that, but he was always going to play on the right early in his career in the Old Trafford first team. United demands success, and that means you need to be equipped to immediately produce the goods as the club's main number 9. The environment at Tottenham is different, and that afforded Kane first team start leading the line at around Greenwood's age. Greenwood's ability to remain composed when confronting changes under pressure and clinical patience is his greatest strength. Can explode onto the Premier League scene after turning 21, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see Greenwood do the same next year. Ryan is the perfect mentor, and Greenwood will have every chance of following in Kane's footsteps under his tutelage.